Good
morning.
Good morning, Jill.
Morning, everyone. Yes, the open in a few minutes. This is what I'm looking at. So 5 things to know. These things are the same pretty much every day. Stock futures are steady. Oil rises after Trump and Iran are rejecting the latest peace proposals. This week, very interesting information, CPI, as well as a new Fed chair, Trump Z meeting, the Fed confirmation vote is what I just said there. Chip stocks just keep rallying as Intel is jumping as well. Cerebras set to raise an IPO price. That'll be interesting soon. The market is open. MU all-time high alert just on my watch right now. Economic calendar, we've got existing home sales in 29 minutes. So at 10 a.m., this can have an impact, usually more when we are wondering what's going to happen with the Fed. That's what really affects these numbers. And as far as earnings are concerned, not too much today. But tomorrow, Tuesday, what do we got for earnings? Cisco on Wednesday. And again, not that much over here. Not a pretty quiet week for big names as far as earnings are concerned. I am showing up on my computer a little bit late today. So here we go. I haven't looked at much. I just knew that as far as MNQ, MEES, and MCL this morning, we're just in this range over here. And when we are inside this range, I don't plan on doing anything. Monday mornings, I trade a lot less than I do the rest of the week. But a nice spike over here, approaching all-time highs again, right? So we reached all-time highs in pre-market. Post-market, I should say, this is Sunday evening. At this level is where I would start looking. Right, same thing with similar things happening in MES. I am on a 5-minute chart, approaching this area to close a fair value gap from the drop from Sunday night. That will be closed very shortly. So for me, in this area is where I start looking, but I'm not going to be doing anything in the first half hour. I know I sound like a broken record because I say the same thing every week. Let me share my screen for my students. Screen over here. And there we go. Don't know if you guys are looking at anything in specifics. Now that I've got the chat open. So yeah, it is very interesting. Wow, look at the climb. You know, if anybody was long, there's no signal for me to be long over here, and I don't trade the first few minutes, but that is a beautiful move up. Very strong, but at all-time highs, what do you do from here? Right? Does it continue going, or does it pull back? Right? This would be the start of my impulse move. So if I were to be drawing a fib here, I'd be starting it at the beginning of this candle here. INTC I was looking at this morning, nice big climb from the 4 a.m. open. I was just drawing something over here to look at it and take this off as well. There you go. So INTC is very interesting. Seems to be having difficulty over here. I would not be looking at it until they took out the pre-market high. Right, but it is, sorry, let's go back to a 5-minute. It broke through the yesterday high, which was Friday, and then chopped around, still chopping around in here. At least this level seems to be support right now. Too early to tell. Even the first 5-minute candle is turning into a very wicky indecision candle. So there you go. Like I said, I'm running a little bit late, so I'm just going to leave my screen here on MNQ, and I'll be back in 1 minute. I was doing a session with one of my students this morning, and I was on SPY on the daily chart here, and I was explaining it was more of teaching about investments and long-term investments. This is a COVID dip over here. Let's get this out of here. Am I on SPY? Yeah. And talking about the COVID dip and how we recovered. And when you see these massive pullbacks, well, where does it happen? Right over here, it happened at all-time highs. Pulled back. The 2022 dip started happening at all-time highs. Right? This dip from April 2025, where did it happen? It happened at all-time highs. The dip that we just got out of, where was it? At all-time highs. Right? That's just theoretically where dips happen. And where we are right now, this is not a prediction, but eventually there's going to have to be a pullback. I don't know how deep that pullback is going to be. I put a line over here, to show where it's likely to pause. Right? So when it does pull back, it's likely to pause here. Will it keep going to this level? Possibly. Nobody knows. Nobody's got a crystal ball. Right? Then over there. And then, over here. These are all levels that we could possibly retrace to. But this bottom level here, I think, is a 30% retracement. Yeah, 30%. So that would be incredibly painful. But COVID was, right? COVID was a 35% dip. But these give amazing opportunities for people that want to buy. Right? At this point, we had no idea what was going to happen. Right? Look at that volume during this period of time. But then the people that did not panic in their higher time frame investment accounts, and people that did not sell over here, people that started buying over here when it was at an extreme discount, oh, they're laughing right now. So that's what I was talking about this morning, trying to basically teach what it is I teach my daughters about investing. That, dollar cost average into a product. What I suggest is something low cost, like VOO, 0.03% MER. A lot less complicated than what we do every day. There you go. Wow, it's quite the reversal. On the 1 minute, did it give a signal? Not necessarily. Like I said, this was the impulse buy. Put your fibs. That's where it reversed. Personally, I would not take this for a couple reasons. First of all, I don't trade the first half hour. Secondly, when the retracement is as violent as it is on the shorter time frame here, on the 1 minute time frame, or actually I prefer to look at the 5 minute. When on the 5 minute, the retracement is that fast, like on the following candle, I wouldn't have set a limit order here. I want to see the movement down to be slower than a movement up. And at all-time highs here, you've got a lot of people that are shorting here, getting into really big positions over here, really tight stops. As soon as you see, even on the first minute here, as soon as you see a red candle, there are people, part of their strategies to short, but putting their stop right above the wick here, and aiming for 1-to-1, right? But it's already made it to 2.86. And that's not my style, but I do know people that trade like that. They'll see the top, they'll see a little bit of a retracement as soon as it starts stalling here, especially if you can read the tape and you see that, there's more sellers jumping in, and then you can short with really, really tight stops. So interesting what it does here. That's on a 1-minute time frame, went up, finding a bottom. What will it do here? Right? Is this a retracement on the break down? Right? This is a break and retest down, possibly. But if it makes it above here and starts making new highs, then we're doing more than retracing. Or is it a break to the upside and a retest for the further move up? As far as my trading is concerned, this is a no-go. What's MES doing? Similar. MES hasn't taken out the highs yet. But we have closed that gap. And the gap from the Sunday morning open. I think Sujit is one of them that, always takes the Monday morning or the high probability of closing this gap. I mean, once you start making new highs here, let's go to a 15-minute. Right? Once we start breaking above here, but then where's your stop? Yeah, I see no way to trade this. But right around this level here is very interesting. What's it going to do? Is this where we break out and make new highs? Excuse me. What's gold doing? Yeah. Gold this morning. Where was I looking at it? Right around 5:30, I think. This looked like it had put in a little bit of a double bottom on a 5-minute time frame here, right? Double bottom here. Break of the high, conservative stop, aggressive stop, more aggressive stop. Right? That's a 14-hour move. I know hindsight is 2020 though. But this is what I was looking at. I did not take it. But you look left, a lot of room to the left, bottom, and then off it goes. Even from this level right here, this is what I like to take, and I was looking at it. So where did the impulse move happen that we were taking out these stops over here? Well, it started here, go up to the top there, retrace, enter on the 50, did not touch the 50, but came very close. Long, stop at 61.8, aim for 3. Right, would not have had an entry here, but if you did, if it had gone down a tick or two, the 3R would have been very easily reached here. First 15-minute candle is closing. Oil is a choppy mess. A lot of unknown in that market. This is definitely looking like a break up, retest, and further move up. No, that's on 1 minute. On 5 minutes, it just looks like a choppy mess. Anybody seeing or trading anything?
Jill, how was your weekend?
Hey, hello. It was
Good
good.
to see you again.
Thank you. How was yours?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just doing some gardening and some music. My wife and I are musicians, so we're working on our music video.
That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to drop a link and
Yeah. Do you have a
chat
YouTube channel?
sometime. Hmm?
Do you have a YouTube channel or another type of channel?
Yeah, we're on she handles all the social, I don't, but we're on Spotify and the usual suspect places. So yeah, I'll drop a link.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Can I share it in here?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're on it's amalgamationmusic.com is our website.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
what kind of music do you do?
Kind of like modern alt rock, indie rock. And she's the let's see, I think I spelled this right. I gotta double check. Let me just do this. There we go. See if I can drop the link in here. There's a link. So yeah, we just got a new release called Dodge the Bullets. I'm working on the video. So we were doing that over the weekend and doing some other stuff. But yeah, how about yourself?
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
Thank you.
Well, it was Mother's Day, and so we hung out as a family and went out for dinner last night with my mother-in-law, which was part of the reason why I was a little bit late this morning. Is that we were
Good excuse. Good reason.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my mother-in-law, talking finances and talking investments and stuff like that. She needs to change her car, and I help her out with stuff like that. So it was great.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm not one of those that shares the horror stories about the mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is awesome. She's very I couldn't be happier with and I'm very lucky that I have both my parents and my wife has her mom still with us. So we try to hang out and just do family stuff. The weather is finally, I also was doing a little bit of gardening, and the weather's starting to warm up. I think this is the first time I've worn a golf shirt in 6 months. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. It's lifting of the spirit, and
it's unbelievable. And it lifts the spirit. I cannot imagine how it is to live in a place like Hawaii where it's 24 degrees year round, 24 Celsius, obviously.
Yeah.
But, or Southern California. It gets chilly in the winter, but you don't get the colds that we get here.
It's glorious here. I really love it. I mean, I've been to Hawaii, a few times, and I love it there. But I can't handle the humidity. So, as nice as weather as Hawaii or Florida is, the humidity just.
Oh yeah.
No, I just can't deal.
From what I remember, I haven't been to Hawaii in many years, but and I was there in December, and I remember it being beautiful. I do not remember the humidity. But then again, on my way to Hawaii, we had just been in Jakarta in Indonesia, and the heat and the humidity there were unbearable. So that might have been why I don't remember the humidity or the massive heat in Hawaii. It was I just remember it just being gorgeous. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, it sure is pretty.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, and far. I remember flying from Toronto to Los Angeles, which was I think a 6 or 7 hour flight, but then from LA to Hawaii over the water, I think was another 7 hours. It's like, holy, it's far.
Wow, yeah, for you, on the East Coast, it's far. For us, we're fortunate. Yeah. I think it's about a 5-hour trip.
Yeah, is it 5 from California?
Direct from San Diego, 5 hours. Okay. I mean, give or take half. It could be 5.5. I think it's 5 for us. So
I mean, that was almost 30 years ago that I was there. So 97. Sorry, no, 96.
Yeah.
96. Yeah. So
wow. Yeah. 30 years.
Yeah, it was 30 years ago that I at the end of 96, December 96. I spent a year in Australia in 96.
Wow.
I did my teacher's college. I did in Sydney. So on the way back, we stopped in Hawaii for a couple of weeks before coming back.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I love to travel, and that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever traveled to.
Yeah, a friend of mine's been to Australia a couple of times, and he loves it there. And
Yeah,
that's a heck of a long plane ride, even for us out
yeah,
here. But, hey,
that
comes with
is
the territory,
that
right?
is the most beautiful place I've ever been to, is Australia. I I think, and one day we just went back last year. I took my family, I took my daughters there for a while last year. We took them out of school for a bit in January, and took them to Australia. And if anybody here has not been, or if you have the opportunity, it is such an incredible, magical place.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it there.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, so we've had a little bit of pop on the SPY and the Qs. Qs selling off. SPY seems to be kind of holding, and I'm looking at Palantir as a potential long here. If it kind of pulls back a little bit more, we'll see what happens. We got kind of initial low of the day. We got a little pop towards VWAP, a little pullbacks. I'm just waiting to see how that develops. And looking at Tesla too. But I have some long-term investments. I have one in RVI, that's Robinhood Ventures. It's mooning right now, and there's no. The news that they dropped was that they were going to acquire. They're going to include the OpenAI, and there's another ticker called VCX, and that thing is starting to moon again. But RVI is just mooning. That's a long-term hold that I have. I'm like, whoa. So my day trading is sucking. At least that's doing well.
Yeah, RVI. Get rid of these things over here. Oh yeah, this is for people that have never seen these candles here. This is algo. These are just algo candles. These are hilarious. So very, very low volume candles over here. Yeah, this stuff is untradeable as far as I'm concerned. But as far as a long-term investment, yeah, it seems to be doing nicely. Wow.
I got in at the IPO, so I was fortunate.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking to kind of keep adding. Just give me a
Whenever you
nice
see
pullback
candles like this that have they all trade within the same, like here, right? You can tell like all these lines over here. It's like, holy, well, it's algos trading back and forth. Yeah.
It's just I'm happy about it. It's mooning. Oh my gosh, I'm like up 85%.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Let's look at the daily here. So from the IPO, there we go. From there to there, 102%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's a good bright spot.
Yeah. What is it?
Robinhood Ventures. So they have a few different. It's all private equity right now. So they have like Databricks, Mercor, Revolut, Airwallex, Boom Supersonic, Aura, the thing you wear around your finger to detect your biometrics.
Yeah.
Ramp, but they're going to invest in OpenAI, Stripe, and 11 Labs.
Yeah, when they IPO, nice.
But no, not when they IPO.
Oh
These
yeah,
are all
sorry, you
private
said
companies.
that they are private equity.
Yeah, so the allocation will be reported next quarter.
Yeah.
So this company, along with this other one called VCX also has
Victor Charlie X-ray.
Yeah, I think they've got OpenAI already, or they're supposed to have it in there. I don't know. This thing like moved from 30 to like 500. I mean, it went crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about it, but I know there is some connection to OpenAI with
this. The OpenAI I'd be worried about, because they're in court right now, and whatever happens in that court case, if they are determined to have to remain open source and basically a charitable organization, there, things could definitely pull back. And very interesting what's going to happen in that court case.
Yeah, we'll see. But right now, I mean, the nice thing about RVI is that they have already a ton of other companies. And I think that Databricks, there was some news drop recently about Databricks and ARK Investments and Pelosi and I don't know, whatever, but they're gonna move for that. I don't care. Anyways, enough yapping about that, but Palantir didn't give me enough of a pullback for an entry. Still watching Tesla, but it's got to come down a little bit more. You got anything on your radar?
No, not really. Just Monday morning, I'm not in a hurry. Just see where we're going, see where it seems that we're going. M2K seems to be making new highs here. If M2K were to come back to the 50, I mean, it hasn't started pulling back here, but I've set the I've set my fibs here at the beginning of the impulse move. So the impulse move from the morning, so the first 5-minute candle here, set that there. We're hitting tweezer tops over here at 28.89 area. If it were to pull back here slowly, I might look into getting into a position here for the further move up. So the way that I would do it is set a limit order. This is on my paper trading account. I'd set a limit order here. I put it down at the 50 with the stop at 61.8 and the take profit 3R away. To calculate that, I'd be doing something similar to this. Looking at 3R, there it is right there. That's pretty much where I've got it right now. I would set this at risking 100 or close to 100. And that's why it's right there, because if it were 8, it'd be more than 100. And yeah, depending on what it does over here, I'd set the buy. There you go. That's how I would get into something like that. I've looked to the left, right? There's definitely room to the left, which means that, the market could be uncomfortable, could keep going up, or it could retrace from there. We got beyond this obvious level of resistance here, obvious as in obvious potential level of resistance. Didn't seem to be resistance. We just went right up above there. So I like the idea of this long here. But if it keeps on going, that'll make my stop loss a little bit wider, and I'll reassess. Right? But now that's what I'm looking at on M2K. MGC, I was talking about the morning move. Right, for MGC, the same thing, right? I would look at the beginning of the latest impulse move. The impulse move is towards the top. Put that there. So that's where I would set the fib. Stop it at where we started retracing. We've made it beyond yesterday high, pre-market high, PDC. So on the same thing over here, I would set a limit order buy with a stop loss at just below the 61.8 and a limit order at 50. Instead of units, I'd say I'd want to risk 100. That only gives me one contract. And let's put in the buy. I did not set the take profit. We'll just put it here and confirm. There you go. That's how I would do it on these two, on M2K and on gold. And now that they're set, right, and again, it's in the paper trading, so there is zero emotion in this. Now that they're set with the stop losses already, that's what I love about this system, is that, you know what, there's no guessing. You set it and forget it and move on. So I've got those two. I will look at them though, because if we were to make a new high, I would have to, the fibs would change, right? So if we were to break above here, so the way I would do it is I'd set an alert If we make a new high over here, I'd look at it and possibly cancel out this order, right? Because the levels will change if we make a new high. Same thing with gold. If we were to make, let me remove this line, it's possible resistance, and that's exactly where we stopped. But if we were to make a new high, I'd want to be alerted to come and look at it and possibly remove this order. But right now, it's just an order that's placed. There's nothing, the buy hasn't been triggered yet. We were looking at INTC on the 5-minute, just going sideways. MU was at all-time highs, so we can look at that. You pulling back from all-time highs. Like I said earlier, if you can determine where you see the selling happening or where you see the stopping of the move higher, there is a strategy just to try to short the tops with a very, very tight top, type stop. Right? You stop, you go to a 1 minute, and you see that we are making new lows, but it's possible to get in even just over here with a tight stop. Or if you know what you're doing, I know that there are people that can read the tape and, you know, will get in right at the top and try to scalp, you know, 2 or 3 R just from the top, especially at all-time highs. And then there's Alpha. That's at all-time, or not all-time, but 52-week low. Similar strategy there. If you can catch where the buying's coming in, I know that there's people that will buy. I will never buy. Never say never, but I don't like buying when we're under S6. So. Not that I have them on screen all the time, but yeah, ELF was just a Cinderella stock a couple of years ago. Just this would go up and up and up. Right, yeah, 2023 here, pretty much where it is now, from 60 to 220. Right, that was an incredible move there. That's when I started looking at it. I remember talking to my students about ELF, that makeup brand. And I don't know if anybody follows them in here, but I read about it or found out about it from Dumb Money group on Facebook, on YouTube. I don't know why I have Facebook in my. I don't know.
Love that name.
Because I don't use Facebook anymore. But anyway, I remember them talking about it right before it started going way up. It might have been in January 23 over here. And those Dumb Money guys were talking about it. It's Chris Camillo, I believe his name is. And he does a lot of his studying or a lot of his alerts come from Facebook and TikTok. And he has algorithms that read the comments. And when everybody was talking about ELF is when he started investing in it. And it just went haywire. You know, from here to the top, 250% move. Right, but since then, maybe the hype is maybe it was a little bit too hyped up. And NVIDIA, wow, those are some massive candles this morning. Let's look at NVIDIA. This pullback from the top definitely looks like 50%. Let's look at it. Right, start of the impulse, stop of the impulse, in at 50, stop at 61.8 for the further move up. Right.
I think it closed right at VWAP, right?
I don't have VWAP on my chart, but
yeah, at least the pullback is what I'm referring to. The pullback
yeah,
closed right on VWAP.
Often where you know, VWAP or the 9 SMA or EMA, not much difference in those two, especially on a shorter time frame.
Yeah, that's the golden zone there, 50.
Yep.
Yeah, where it closed and the subsequent green candle closed above, but low of it was in the golden. So.
Yeah. right in here.
Hmm.
Right? That's the golden zone. I mean, I didn't really put it, I put it at the open here, right? Another level could be at the beginning of the move, right? Right around here, right? We started finding a bottom, went up, wick down. So there's definitely a bottom over here. So if you were to start there and end it at the top, then you're wicking right into the golden zone. Right, but obviously it's easy to set those, you know, after the fact. If I were looking at this after the open, I would likely put my golden zone at the open, at the low of the open. And that's where I'd be looking at it. Right? And then once it gets into the golden zone, for me, I like to see a wicky candle get in there. As long as it doesn't close below the 61.8, I'll leave my drawing on there. And then the entry would be, you know, if you see some buying. Well, this candle right here was buying. And so it is possible to get in long, you know, on the break here. When you see this buying happening, it's not necessarily the candle that I look for, but if you go there with your stop below, right, and aim for 3. And 3 is before getting to high day. So that could be a viable option. Obviously not right now, but earlier when it happened. What's going on with my gold? Same. I think this happened last week where, you know, I had set an order and it just wicked right above the limit order. And then M2K is just chopping around there, which is okay. I don't want to see a massive move, quick move down. But I'll leave the limit order there for now. Is the tape the same in futures? The tape, to be honest with you, I haven't looked at the tape in futures since I traded futures in 2024. It's the same as you'll see buy orders and sell orders, very similar to equities. Is it exactly the same? I couldn't tell you. And since I got rid of DOS, I no longer use the tape, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I think the reading the tape is more of a scalping thing.
Yeah,
it's more of a, you know, trying to see, and there's so many orders on there that can be spoofed. That I don't trust it.
I'm with you on that as well. On the level 2, they're always putting stuff there. No, the price is going to go there. Look at that bid or that ask over there, and then whoop, it just vanishes.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Bookmap or other liquidity tools like that. You know, anybody can put in a limit order. I mean, I can put in a limit order right now. Let's go over here. Let's cancel the order. You know, let's say this isn't paper trading, but just to show an example, I mean, in units, and I can say that I'm going to buy 700 units, right, at this level right here and buy. There you go. So all of a sudden on that tape, you see 700. You must, oh my God, there's a buyer down there. Let's go get that buyer. Right? So if I can do it, obviously this is only paper trading. It doesn't show up anywhere on any tape, but there are people that will do it. And supposedly it's, not supposedly, it is illegal.
Yep.
However, how can you prove that I changed my mind?
Yeah.
I was reading the tape. I was looking at candle formation. I wanted to put an order in, and then I saw something on the previous candle, and it's like, oh, I decided to get out of it. Right? So it happens. It happens every day. It happens on every product. M2K, I had an alert. Yeah, that's what I had said, right? I said I want an alert to take away. Let me just get rid of this. Confirm. Okay, so no order.
Tesla's looking very interesting. If you look at Tesla, where the price is right now, the price is at the pre-market high from Friday, and Friday we got a big boom up. So I'm very interested in the long right now.
Yeah, that's let me get the
In
CPI
fact,
here.
this 5-minute candle is just about to close.
Right
Let
over
me jump in
here. Right, and if you're looking at
we got increase in volume too. I like it. 1494.
yeah, so right over here, put in a bottom, went up, putting in a little bit of a double bottom here. If you're looking at it came from.
I'm in.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. See what happens. You mind me asking where your stop would be?
I'm using TSLA, so I'm going to put it at 1493, just about a penny below. Although I could go to 1490. Let's see here.
Yeah, look at those candles, eh? Wow. Like they're exactly at 1494. There's absolutely liquidity underneath there, but
Let's see.
that, on the 1 minute, that last 1 minute candle was bullish. Yeah, good call.
And I will, I mean, if it works out, 1527.28 would be a potential target, which would be just under the SMA 50 and the 5-minute, or looking at the 1 minute, 1528 would be on the 1 minute. We'll see if it works out, but
yeah, it's the high of this wick over here, right? 1527 is where this on the 1 minute. There's a big wicky candle over here.
Yeah.
Right. So there's some sellers up here. So just around there, you said your target was.
Yeah.
Nice entry. Nice catch.
Thank you. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, see what happens. And now that the order is in, I mean, it's one of those things you can't control anything.
I'm risking like 10 cents. So ideally, I want it to get around to about 1524, which would be a 2-hour return. Like I said, maybe 27.28. And if we get fortunate, maybe hold it for 1542, which is where I would expect. That's the SMA 200 and the 5-minute chart. So let me put Tesla. I trade TSLL, but I always look at the main ticker as well. Tesla, where I'd want to, so simple moving averages, it tends to be drawn towards that. So if you're looking at Tesla around 425 and change, would be a wonderful target. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There is a lot. I see this candle right here. This is something I like pointing out to my students here. You've got a massive candle here, but the actual candle is very small. Right. So that's a bit of an anomaly. Right, Evo? I know you look at these the same way, right? That this massive candle here, massive red candle, but we don't have a huge drop here. Well, that's a bit of an anomaly. So it could mean that even though it's a red candle, there might have been a lot of buying coming in here.
That's on the 1 minute chart you're looking at?
On the 1 minute on TSLA.
What's the time print?
10:10.
Thank you. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
You would assume that the candle would be a little bit bigger than this, right? Maybe not. I mean, we are getting a little bit further into the trading session. So, but I like looking at this. I'm curious to see what the CVD says, especially at that candle. So the CVD, we were coming down. Here we're going sideways, coming down a bit. CVD was coming down. CVD did go down on this candle here, right? So that was apparently, so there was some selling here. There's some market orders, market order sells here. But it didn't seem to go down that much, right? And now we're going up, right? CVD is going up as this is going up, so that's a good sign. Again, just getting into reading CVD as an added confirmation. Right, a little bit of a pullback and possibly the further move up. On a 1 minute, there's a little bit of a fair value gap here. We are at pre-market low, right, which was on the 1 minute again. Once we broke below it, it was resistance over here. Can we punch up above it? Do you ever add into your positions, Evo?
I haven't worked on that yet, but my idea is if I get in here and it goes in my favor and it heads north, if I see sort of a bull flag formation, we get a little bit of a pullback. I can consider that. That's something I want to work on, but no, I have not yet, but I'm definitely interested in. I just need for my trading plan to be consistent, and then I can work on adding into my winners. How about you?
Yeah, I right now what I'm concentrating on in the futures trading that I've just gone live in last week is aiming for 3R. So that's all I'm doing right now. But I do have a strategy to add into positions. Excuse me, but like yourself, I'm just not activating it right now. Yeah, for the time being, just because I am getting back into futures, and I like my 3R strategy right now. But there's all kinds of different ways, right? You can take 80% off at 3R and then wait for a pullback and add. Honestly, I like the simplicity of the way that I'm trading right now. MGC, I did not get filled on this wick down. So, but I'll leave the order there because nothing's changed with the let me rephrase that. We'll see if I were to think that this was an impulse move down, right? If we wick up here and we take out stops above these two levels here, pre-market high and right, these, if we wick up here and then make a new low, it might be, right? It might be a new impulse move lower. For right now, I'm okay leaving my my long position or order in there in gold. MCL is very, very mellow. Wow. MYM, the 5. Yeah, the first 30-minute did not break higher yet, so we haven't breached the first 30-minute. That's another thing. I don't like taking a trade if we're still inside the first 30-minute range.
Jill, can you please check SIC, the silver futures?
Which one?
SIC.
SIC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamza told me about it yesterday, last week.
Who told you about it?
Hamza.
Oh, okay.
Hamza is very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
yeah.
There tons of people in here that are very, very knowledgeable, and in different areas too, which is great.
Yes, I feel blessed being part of this community.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. SIC. So the 100-ounce silver futures. Yeah, I do not know this product at all. Yeah, is it something you're looking at trading?
Yeah, I'm in a short actually from 86.22, and I think if we look at the 5 minutes, it might have set the golden zone trade, or on the 2 minutes. Looking at the impulse sell.
Yeah. If you're considering this as an impulse sell and then stopping it, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. There we go. So if we were doing an impulse move sell from the top to the bottom,
Yes.
right there, an entry at short entry at the 50, stop at the 61, and aiming for 3. There you go. That's what it would look like. Right. Again, I don't know this product. I don't know if that's really an impulse sell. For an impulse sell, one of the things that I want to see is a fair value gap. And on the 5-minute, there is a fair value gap that was formed, and it seems to be holding. Right. So you're short over here. Absolutely meets the criteria for the golden zone short. But again, at full disclosure, I do not know this product. I don't know, how much it moves. It has made some very large moves to the upside.
Yes,
Right?
that's why I took it short, looking for just a pullback on the bigger time frames.
Yeah.
So with this pullback, we can go back. That's why I started timing the entry on a smaller time frames, like a fractal pattern. It's going up, but it went up so fast. So let's play a pullback.
Yep.
For the retest or something.
Yeah, that's a really good analysis. It's absolutely possible to make money against the trend, right? Especially if you're not looking at making 20R. And if you're looking at making 2, 3, 4R, then it's for sure it's possible, right? Had you shown me this before, I would not have taken it, but I would have done it with the paper trading account. I wouldn't have taken it just because I don't know this product. But we're very close to the 3R here. So good luck if you're still in it.
I just got stopped out at Tesla, so I'm done.
You just got taken out?
Yeah, and I was going to get out earlier. I had a stop in place, and I tried to flatten my position, and that would have created an oversold condition. So it canceled my order, and I would have gotten out for under a half-hour loss. But this one, I took a 1-hour loss.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what happens. Like if you put in a hard stop and you want to, I guess I should just clicked and moved it, and that would have been that. But I tried to just flatten. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to close up shop and be done for the day. Great seeing you, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Thanks for sharing, Evo.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Yeah, just looking at Tesla over here, the double bottom long over here, or whatever signal he was seeing, was a good entry. But what I was pointing out is that pre-market low here, right? We came down below it, then we chopped around it, and then we rejected that level, right? With this candle right here. Well, actually with this one, and then again with this one. So the pre-market low level here seemed to be rejected, and then it came back and could not punch above it. And on the 1 minute, there's a fair value gap here, right? And now down we go. Yeah, so SIC here for just set an alert. Actually, I don't need set an alert. It's going to hit the target, the 3R target for the golden zone short here. Right. So that's thanks for sharing, Tarek. That's and hopefully you're getting to your profit target. Let's look at Tesla. From the William, you're talking about, and you can talk, William. You're not muted. But you're saying there's not room to the left, but from the first bottom here, there's absolutely room to the left.
Oh, 100%. I meant more, like realistically, if I was to take that, I'd like it to go below the short of the day.
Yeah.
To sweep the liquidity down there before the move up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. I know that a lot of people that trade the double bottom, they do not want to see it making a new low. But like you said, what I like to see is a sweep. I like to see stops taken out here. So if it does come down, take the stops that are below here and then, you know, punch up. But you know what? Everybody's got their own way of looking at these things, and depending on where your targets are. I'm going to go back to the 5 here, and oh, it is 10:30. So I'm going to walk away here. I'm going to let's look at, see what I meant over here on M2K. Now that it's making new highs here, I would have to move this up, and I would have to reassess whether I like where this zone is shaping up right now. And I might put in a limit order here. If I do, I'll share it tomorrow. And then the other one was on gold. There's the 3R on SIC, MGC, MGC over here. The buy limit is still there. I'll reassess this as well once I stop sharing. And with that, I'll come back into the room in a minute, William. All right, so I'm going to log off. Have a great day, everyone. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. Tony, you were saying MNQ is up and down 4 consecutive. Must be, yeah, it's difficult to trade MNQ and MEES. This right here, that's a no-go for me. So anyway, have a great day, everyone, and I'll be back tomorrow. Okay.